preparing to live stream the webinar. So welcome all. I'm Paul Sugarman of the Instant Shakespeare Company, and today we're very excited to be hosting the Shaw Project, presenting reading of The Recruiting Officer by George Farquhar. And so over to David Cedar, who's the head of the Shaw Project.
Hello, I'm David Cedar, and the reading we're doing this afternoon is an early 18th century comedy, just post-Restoration, by George Farquhar, called The Recruiting Officer, having to do with recruiting for the army and so on. And it takes place in Shrewsbury. And we'll talk about that later. When I was in Shrewsbury, there was a small contingent of people who insisted it should be pronounced Shrewsbury.
Yes.
Anyway, so let's all go around and introduce ourselves and who we are playing. I'm David Cedar, and I'll be playing Justice Balance. Angus?
Angus Epron playing Sergeant Kite.
David.
My name is David Palmer Brown. I'm playing Costar, Pearmain, and Bullock.
And Clinton.
I'm Clinton Powell. I'm reading Worthy and Justice Scale.
Ben.
I'm Bennett Poloshi. I will be Brazen and a constable, and I just want to throw one thing out. In my reading about this play, it turns out this, unless I misread it, was the first play on Broadway in 1730 or something.
Kate.
Hello, I'm Kate Herland. I'm playing Thomas Appletree and various and sundry servants and townspeople.
And the wife, don't forget the wife in Act 5. Leah.
I'm Leah Schwartz. I'm going to be playing Sylvia.
And Drew.
Hi, everybody. I'm Drew Bolander, and I'll be reading Captain Plume.
Paula.
I'm Paula Hosa, and I am playing Lucy and Justice Scruple.
And Amelia.
Hi, I'm Amelia Bell, and I'm playing Melinda and Rose.
Okay. Let's go. Act the first. The marketplace in Shrewsbury.
You're muted, Angus.
Good start. If any gentlemen soldiers or others have a mind to serve his majesty and pull down the French king, if any prentices have severe masters, any children have undutiful parents, if any servants have too little wages, or any husband too much wife, let them repair to the noble Sergeant Kite at the sign of the Raven in this good town of Shrewsbury, and they shall receive present relief and entertainment. Gentlemen, I don't beat my drums here to ensnare or inveigle any man, for you must know, gentlemen, that I am a man of honour. Besides, I don't beat up for common soldiers. No, I list only grenadiers. Gentlemen. Pray, gentlemen, observe this cap. This is the cap of honour. It dubs a man a gentleman in the drawing of a trigger. And he that has the good fortune to be born 6 foot high was born to be a great man. Sir, will you give me leave to try this cap upon your head?
Is there no arm in it? Won't the cap list me?
No, more than I can. Come, let me see how it becomes you.
Are you sure there's no conjuration in it? No gunpowder plot upon me?
No, friend. Don't fear, man.
My mind misgives me plaguily. Let me see it. Hey, it smells woundily of sweat and brimstone. Smell, Thomas.
Aye, wounds, does it?
Pray, Sergeant, what writing is this upon the face of it?
The crown, or the bed of honour.
Pray now, what may be that in the same bed of honour?
Oh, a mighty large bed, bigger by half than the great bed at Ware. 10,000 people may lie in it together and never feel one another.
Oh, my wife and I will do well to lie in it, for we don't care for feeling one another. But do folks sleep sound in this same bed of honour?
Sound? Aye, so sound that they never wake.
Wands! I wish again that my wife were lay there.
Say you so? Then I find, brother.
Brother! Hold there, friend. I am no kindred to you that I know of yet. Look ye, sergeant, no coaxing, no wheedling, do you see? If I have a mind to list, why so? If not, why 'tis not so. Therefore take your cap and your brothership back again, for I am not disposed at this present writing. No coaxing, no brothering me, faith.
I coax, I wheedle, I'm above it, sir. I have served 20 campaigns, but, sir, you talk well, and I must own that you are a man, every inch of you, a pretty young, sprightly fellow. I love a fellow with spirit. But I scorn to coax. Oh, 'tis base, though I must say that never in my life have I seen a man better built. How firm and strong he treads! He steps like a castle, but I scorn to wheedle any man. Come, honest lad, will you take share of a pot?
Nay, for that matter, I'll spend my penny with the best he that wears a head. That is, begging your pardon, sir, and in a fair way.
Well, give me a hand then. And now, gentlemen, I have no more to say but this. Here is a purse of gold, and there is a tub of humming ale at my quarters. 'Tis the king's money and the king's drink. He's a generous king, and he loves his subjects. I hope, gentlemen, you won't refuse the king's health.
No, 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 no.
No.
Huzzah, then! Huzzah for the king and the honour of Shropshire!
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Beat drum!
For the Grenadiers' march, that should be my drum, and by that shout it should beat with success. Let me see. 4 o'clock. At 10 yesterday morning, I left London. 120 miles in 30 hours is pretty smart riding, but nothing to the fatigue of recruiting.
Welcome to Shrewsbury, noble captain. From the banks of the Danube to the Severn side, noble captain, you're welcome.
A very elegant reception indeed, Mr. Kite. Find you are fairly entered into your recruiting strain. Pray, what success?
I've been here a week and I've recruited 5.
5? Pray, what are they?
Well, I've listed the strong man of Kent, the king of the gypsies, a Scotch peddler, a scoundrel attorney, and a Welsh parson.
An attorney? What, thou mad? List a lawyer, discharge him this minute.
Why, sir?
Because I have nobody in my company that can write. A fellow that can write can draw petitions. I say, this minute, discharge him.
What shall I do with the parson?
Can he write?
He plays rarely upon the fiddle.
Oh, keep him, by all means. But how stands the county affected? Were the people pleased with the news of my coming to town?
Oh, sir, the mob are so pleased with your honour, and the justices and better sort of people are so delighted with me that we shall soon do your business. Oh, but, sir, you have got a recruit here that you little think of.
Who?
One that you beat up the last time you were in the country. You remember your old friend Molly at the castle?
She's not with child, I hope.
Oh, she was brought to bed yesterday.
Kate, you must father the child.
And so her friends will oblige me to marry the mother.
If they should, we'll take her with us. She can wash, you know, and make a bed upon occasion.
Aye, or unmake it upon occasion. But your honour knows that I am married already.
To how many?
Well, I can't tell readily. I've set them down here on the back of the muster call. Let me see. In primis, Mrs. Shelley Sniker Eyes. She sells potatoes on Ormond Quay in Dublin. Peggy Guzzle, the brandy woman at the House Guards. in Whitehall, Dolly Wagon, the carrier's daughter at Hull, Mamselle Van Bottom Flat at the bus. Oh, and then Jenny Oakham, the ship carpenter's widow at Portsmouth. But I don't reckon her, for she was married at the same time to 2 lieutenants of Marines and a man-of-war's boatswain.
A full company. You have named 5. Come, make them half a dozen. Kite. Is the child a boy or a girl?
A chopping boy.
Oh, then set the mother down in your list, and the boy is mine. Enter him a grenadier by the name of Francis Kite, absent on furlough. I allow you a man's pay for his subsistence, and now go comfort the wedge in the straw.
I shall, sir.
But hold, have you made any use of your fortune-teller's habit since you arrived?
Oh, yes, sir. And my fame's all about the country for the most faithful fortune-teller that ever told a lie. I was obliged to let my landlord into the secret for the convenience of keeping it so, but he's an honest fellow and will be faithful to any roguery that is trusted to him. The device, sir, will get you men and me money, which I think is all we want at present. Oh, here, but yonder comes your friend, Mr. Worthy. Has your any honour any further commands?
None at present.
So,
'tis indeed the picture of Worthy, but the life has departed. What, arms across, Worthy? Methinks you should hold them open with a friend so near. The man has got vapours in his ears, I believe. I must expel this melancholy spirit. Spleen, thou worst of fiends below, fly, I conjure thee, by this magic blow.
Oh, Plume, my dear captain, welcome, safe and sound returned.
I escaped from Germany, and sound, I hope, from London. You see, I have lost neither leg, nor arm, nor nose. Then, for my inside, 'tis neither troubled with sympathies, nor antipathies, and I have an excellent stomach for roast beef.
Thou art a happy fellow. Once I was so.
What ails thee, man? No inundations or earthquakes in Wales, I hope, as your father rose from the dead and reassumed his estate.
No.
Then you are married, surely.
Oh, no.
Then you are mad, or turning Quaker.
Come, I must out with it. Your once gay, roving friend is dwindled into an obsequious, thoughtful, romantic, constant coxcomb.
And pray, what is all this for?
For a woman.
Shake hands, brother. If you go to that, behold me as obsequious, as thoughtful, and as constant a coxcomb as your worship.
For whom?
For a regiment, but for a woman, it's death. I have been constant to 15 at a time, never melancholy for one. And can the love of one bring you to this condition? Pray, who is this wonderful Helen?
A Helen, indeed, not to be won under 10 years' siege, as great a beauty and as great a jilt.
A jilt? Is she as great a whore?
No!
Oh, 'tis 10,000 pities. But who is she? Do I know her?
Very well.
That's impossible. I know no women that will hold out 10 years' siege.
What think you of Melinda?
Melinda? Why, she began to capitulate this time 12-month and offered to surrender upon honourable terms. And I advised you to propose a settlement of £500 a year for her before I was last abroad.
I did, and she hearkened to it, desiring only 1 week to consider. Went beyond her hopes, the town was relieved, and I forced to turn the siege into a blockade.
Explain.
My Lady Richley, her aunt in Flintshire, dies and leaves her at this critical time £20,000.
Oh, the devil. What a delicate woman was there spoiled. But by the rules of war now, Worthy, blockade was foolish. After such a convoy of provisions has entered the place, you could have no thought of reducing it by famine. You should have redoubled your attacks, taken the town by storm, or have died upon the breach.
I did make one general assault, but was so vigorously repulsed that, despairing of ever gaining her for a mistress, I have altered my conduct, given my addresses the obsequious and distant turn, and court her now for a wife.
So, as you grew obsequious, she grew haughty, and because you approached her like a goddess, she used you like a dog.
Exactly.
'Tis the way of them all. Come, worthy, your obsequious and distant airs will never bring you together. You must not think to surmount her pride by your humility. Would you bring her to better thoughts of you, she must be reduced to a meaner opinion of herself. Let me see. The very first thing that I would do should be to lie with a chambermaid and hire 3 or 4 wenches in the neighborhood to report that I had got them with child. Suppose we lampooned all the pretty women in town and left her out. Or what if we made a ball and forgot to invite her, with 1 or 2 of the ugliest?
These would be mortifications, I must confess, but we live in such a precise, dull place that we can have no balls, no lampoons, no...
What, no bastards? And so many recruiting officers in town? I thought 'twas a maxim among them to leave as many recruits in the country as they carried out.
Nobody doubts your goodwill, noble captain, in serving your country. Witness our friend Molly at the castle. There have been tears in town about that business, Captain.
I hope Sylvia has not heard of it.
Oh, sir, have you thought of her? I began to fancy you had forgotten. Poor Sylvia.
Your affairs had put mine out of my head. 'Tis true, Sylvia and I had once agreed to go to bed together. Could we have adjusted the preliminaries? She would have the wedding before the consummation, and I was for the consummation before the wedding. We could not agree.
But do you intend to marry upon no other conditions?
Your pardon, sir, I will marry upon no conditions at all. If I should, I am resolved never to bind myself down to a woman for my whole life, till I know whether I shall like her company for half an hour. Suppose I married a woman without a leg. Such a thing might be, unless I examine the goods beforehand. If people would but try one another's constitutions before they engaged, it would prevent all these elopements, divorces, and devil knows what.
Nay, for that matter, the town did not stick to say that.
Oh, I hate the country towns for that reason. If your town has a dishonorable thought of Sylvia, it deserves to be burned to the ground. I love Sylvia. I admire her frank, generous disposition. There's something in that girl more than woman. In short, were I once a general, I would marry her.
Faith, you have reason, for were you but a corporal, you would... why, she would marry you. But, my Belinda, coquettes it with every fellow she sees. I'll lay 50 pounds she makes love to you.
I'll lay you 100 that I return it if she does. Look ye worthy, I'll win her, and give her to you afterwards.
If you win her, you shall wear her, Faith. I will not value the conquest without the credit of the victory.
Captain, a word in your ear.
You may speak out, here are none but friends.
Oh. You know, sir, that you sent me to comfort the good woman in the straw, Mrs. Molly, my wife, Mr. Worthy.
Oh, very well. I wish you joy, Mr. Kais.
Your worship very well may, for I have got both a wife and a child in half an hour. But I was saying, you sent me to comfort Mrs. Molly, my wife, I mean, but what do you think? She was better comforted before I came.
As how?
Oh, I, sir, a footman in blue livery had brought her 10 guineas to buy her baby clothes.
Who in the name of wonder could send them?
Nay, sir, I must whisper that. Mrs. Sylvia.
Sylvia? Generous creature.
Sylvia?
Well, look, here are the guineas, sir. I took the gold as part of my wife's portion. Nay, further, sir, she sent word the child should be taken all imaginable care of, and that she intended to stand godmother. The same footman, as I was coming to you with this news, called after me and told me that his lady would speak to me. Well, I went. And upon hearing that you were come to town, she gave me half a guinea for the news and ordered me to tell you that Justice Balance, her father, who has just come out of the country, would be glad to see you.
There's a girl for you, Worthy. Is there anything of a woman in this? No. 'Tis noble, generous, manly friendship. Show me another woman that would lose an inch of her prerogative that way, without tears, fits, and reproaches. The common jealousy of her sex, which is nothing but their avarice of pleasure, she despises, and can part with the lover, though she dies for the man. Come, Worthy. Where's the best wine? For there I'll quarter.
At Horton's.
Let's away then. Mr. Kite, go to the lady with my humble service and tell her that I shall only refresh a little and wait upon her.
Hold, Kite. Have you seen the other recruiting captain?
No, sir. I'd have you know I don't keep such company.
Another? Who is he?
My rival, in the first place, and the most unaccountable fellow, but I'll tell you more as we go.
Scene 2, an apartment.
Welcome to town, Cousin Sylvia. I envied you your retreat in the country, for Shrewsbury, methinks, and all your heads of shires are the most irregular places for living. Here we have smoke, scandal, affectation, and pretension. In short, everything to give the spleen and nothing to divert it. Then the air is intolerable.
Madam, I have heard the town commended for its air.
But you don't consider, Sylvia, how long I've lived in it. For I can assure you that to a lady the least nice in her constitution, no air can be good above half a year. Change of air I take to be the most agreeable of any variety in life.
As you say, Cousin Melinda, there are several sorts of airs.
I talk only of the air we breathe, or more properly of that we taste. Have not you, Sylvia, found a vast difference in the taste of airs?
Pray, cousin, are not vapours a sort of air? Taste air. You might as well tell me I may feed upon air. But prithee, my dear Melinda, don't put such an air on me. Your education and mine were just the same. And I remember the time we never troubled our heads about the air, but when the sharp air from the Welsh mountains made our fingers ache in a cold morning at the boarding school.
Our education, cousin, was the same, but our temperaments had nothing alike. You have the constitution of a horse.
So far as to be troubled neither with spleen, colic, nor vapours, I need no salts for my stomach, no hartshorn for my head, nor wash for my complexion. I can gallop all morning after the hunting horn and all the evening after a fiddle. In short, I can do everything with my father, but drink and shoot flying. And I'm sure I can do everything my mother could, were I put to the trial.
You are in a fair way of being put to it, for I am told your captain has come to town.
Ay, Melinda, he is come, and I'll take care he shan't go without a companion.
You are certainly mad, cousin.
And there's pleasure in being mad, which none but madmen know.
Thou poor romantic Quixote! Hast thou the vanity to imagine that a young sprightly officer that rambles o'er half the globe in half a year can confine his thoughts to the little daughter of a country justice in an obscure part of the world?
Care I for his thoughts? I should not like a man with confined thoughts. It shows a narrowness of soul. In short, Melinda, I think a petticoat a mightily simple thing, and I am heartily tired of my sex.
That is, you are tired of an appendix to our sex, that you can't so handsomely get rid of it in petticoats as if you were in breeches. On my conscience, Sylvia, hadst thou been a man, thou hadst been the greatest rake in Christendom.
I should have endeavoured to know the world, which a man can never do thoroughly without 100 friendships, as many amours. But now I think on't, how stands your affair with Mr. Worthy?
He's my aversion.
Vapours.
What do you say, madam?
I say that you should not use that honest fellow so inhumanely. He's a gentleman of parts and fortune, and besides that, he's my plume's friend. And by all that's sacred, if you don't use him, I shall expect satisfaction.
Satisfaction? You begin to fancy yourself in breeches in good earnest. But to be plain with you, I like Worthy the worst for being so intimate with your captain, for I take him to be a loose, idle, unmannerly coxcomb.
Madam, you never saw him, perhaps, since you were mistress of 20,000 pounds. You only knew him when you were capitulating with Worthy for a settlement, which perhaps might encourage him to be a little loose and unmannerly with you.
What do you mean, madam?
My meaning needs no interpretation, madam.
Better it had, madam, for methinks you are too plain.
If you mean the plainness of my person, I think your ladyship's as plain to me as to full.
Were I sure of that, I would be glad to take up with a rake helly officer as you do.
Again! Looky, madam, you were in your own house.
And if you had kept in yours, I should have excused you.
Don't be troubled, madam. I shan't desire to have my visit returned.
The sooner, therefore, you make an end of this, the better.
I am easily persuaded to follow my inclinations, and so, madam, your humble servant.
Saucy thing.
What's the matter, madam?
Did you not see the proud nothing, how she swelled upon the arrival of her fellow?
Her fellow has not been long enough arrived to occasion any great swelling, madam. I don't believe she has seen him yet.
Nor shan't, if I can help it. Let me see. I have it. Bring me pen and ink. Hold, I'll go right in my closet.
An answer to this letter, I hope, madam?
Who sent it?
Your captain, madam.
He's a fool, and I'm tired of him. Send it back unopened.
Yeah, but the messenger's gone, madam.
Then how should I send an answer? Call him back immediately while I go write.
Act the second, scene one, an apartment in Balance's house. Look here, Captain. Give us but blood for our money, and you shan't want men. That's my life, Captain. But get us but another Marshal of France, and I'll go myself for a soldier.
Pray, Mr. Balance, how does your fair daughter?
Ah, Captain, what is my daughter to a Marshal of France? We're upon a nobler subject. I want to have a particular description of the last battle.
The battle, sir, was a very pretty battle, as anyone should desire to see. But we were all so intent upon victory that we never minded the battle. All that I know of the matter is our general commanded us to beat the French, and we did so. And if he pleases to say the word, we'll do it again. But pray, sir, how does Mistress Sylvia?
Still upon Sylvia. For shame, Captain. You are engaged already, wedded to the war. Victory is your mistress, and 'tis but below a soldier to think of any other.
As a mistress, I confess, but as a friend, Mr. Balance.
Oh, come, Captain. Never mince the matter. Would not you seduce my daughter, if you could?
How, sir? Hope she is not to be seduced.
But she is, and any woman in England of her age and complexion, by your youth and vigour. Look, Captain, once I was young, and once an officer, as you are, and I can guess at your thoughts now by what mine were then, and I remember very well that I would have given one of my legs to have deluded the daughter of an old country gentleman like me, as I was then like you.
But, sir, was that country gentleman your friend and benefactor?
Not much of that.
There the comparison breaks. The favours, sir, that I...
Oh, fool. I hate set speeches. If I have done you any service, Captain, it was to please myself. I love thee, and if I could part with my girl, you should have her as soon as any young fellow I know. But I hope you have more honour than to quit the service, and she more prudence than to follow the camp. But she's at her own disposal. She has £5,000 in her pocket. And so, Sylvia?
There are some letters, sir, come by the post from London. I left them upon the table in your closet.
And here is a gentleman from Germany. You'll excuse me, Captain. I'll go read my letters and wait on you.
Sir, you are welcomed to England.
You're indebted to me a welcome, madam, since the hopes of receiving it from this fair hand was the principal cause of my seeing England.
I have often heard that soldiers were sincere. May I venture to believe public report?
You may, when 'tis backed by private insurance. For I swear, madam, by the honour of my profession, that whatever dangers I went upon, it was with hope of making myself worthy of your esteem. and if ever I had thoughts of preserving my life, 'twas for the pleasure of dying at your feet.
Well, well, you shall die at my feet, or where you will. But you know, sir, there is a certain will and testament to be made beforehand.
My will, madam, is made already, and there it is. And if you please to open that parchment, which was drawn the evening before the Battle of Hogshead, you will find whom I left my heir.
Mrs. Sylvia Ballot. Well, Captain, this is a handsome and substantial compliment, but I can assure you I'm much better pleased with the bare knowledge of your intention, that I should have been in the possession of your legacy. But methinks, sir, you should have left something to your little boy at the castle.
That's home. My little boy? Lack a day, madam. That alone may convince you that 'twas none of mine. Why, the girl, madam, is my sergeant's wife. And so the poor creature gave out that I was the father, in hopes that my friends might support her in case of necessity. That is all, madam. My boy. No, no, no.
Madam, my master has received some ill news from London and desires to speak with you immediately. And he begs the captain's pardon that he can't wait on him as promised.
Ill news? Heavens avert it. Nothing could touch me nearer than to see that generous worthy gentleman afflicted. I leave you to comfort him, and be assured that if my life and fortune can be in any way serviceable to the father of my Sylvia, he shall freely command them both.
The necessity must be very pressing that would engage me to endanger either.
Scene 2, another apartment, with Balance and Sylvia.
Whilst there is life, there is hope, sir. Perhaps my brother may recover.
We have but little reason to expect it. The doctor acquaints me here that before this comes to my hands, he fears I shall have no son. Poor Owen. But the decree is just. I was pleased with the death of my father because he left me an estate. Now I am punished with the loss of the heir to inherit mine. I must now look upon you as the only hopes of my family, and I expect that the augmentation of your fortune will give you fresh thoughts and new prospects.
My desire in being punctual in my obedience requires that you would be plain in your command, sir.
The death of your brother makes you sole heiress to my estate, which, you know, is about £3,000 a year. This fortune gives you a fair claim to quality and a title. You must set a just value upon yourself, and in plain terms, think no more of Captain Plume.
You have often commended the gentleman, sir.
And I do still. He's a very pretty fellow. But though I liked him well enough for a bare son-in-law, I don't approve of him for an heir to my estate and family. £5,000 indeed. I might trust in his hands, and it might do the young fellow a kindness, but odds my life, £3,000 a year would ruin him and quite turn his brain. A captain of foot with £3,000 a year? 'Tis a prodigy in nature.
Sir, there's one with a letter below for your worship, but he will deliver it unto no hands but your own.
Come, show me the messenger.
Make the dispute between love and duty, and I am Prince Prettyman exactly. If my brother dies, poor brother, if he lives, poor sister. It's bad both ways. I'll try it again, follow my own inclinations and break my father's heart, or obey his commands and break my own. Worse and worse. Suppose I take it thus. A moderate fortune, a pretty fellow and a pad, or a fine estate, a coach, and six and an arse. That will never do either.
Put 4 horses in the coach. Who goes out? Sylvia.
Sir?
How old were you when your mother died?
So young that I don't remember I ever had one. And you've been so careful, so indulgent to me since that, indeed, I never wanted one.
Have I ever denied you anything you asked of me?
Never that I remember.
Then, Sylvia, I must beg that once in your life you would grant me a favor.
Why should you question it, sir?
I don't, but I would rather counsel than command. I don't propose this with the authority of a parent, but as the advice of your friend, that you would take the coach this moment and go into the country.
Does this advice proceed from the contents of the letter you received just now?
No matter. I will be with you in 3 or 4 days and then give my reasons. But before you go, I expect you will make me one solemn promise.
Propose the thing, sir.
That you will never dispose of yourself to any man without my consent.
I promise.
Very well. And to be even with you, I promise I never will dispose of you without your own consent. And so, Sylvia, the coach is ready. Farewell. Now she's gone. I'll examine the contents of this letter a little nearer. Sir, my intimacy with Mr. Worthy has drawn a secret from him that he had from his friend Captain Plume. And my friendship and relations to your family oblige me to give you timely notice of it. The captain has dishonorable designs upon my cousin Sylvia. Evils of this nature are more easily prevented than amended. And now that you would immediately send my cousin to the country is the advice of your humble servant, Melinda. By the devils and the young fellows of this age, they are 10 times worse than they were in my time. Had he made my daughter a whore and forsworn it like a gentleman, I could almost have pardoned it. But to tell tales beforehand is monstrous. Hang it. I can fetch down a woodcock or a snipe, and why not a hat and a cockade? I have a case of good pistols and have a good mind to try. Worthy, a servant.
I'm sorry, sir, to be the messenger of ill news.
I apprehend it, sir. You have heard that my son Owen is past recovery.
My letters say he's dead, sir.
He's happy, and I'm satisfied the stroke of heaven I can bear. But injuries from men, Mr. Worthy, are not so easily supported.
I hope, sir, you are under no apprehensions of wrong from anybody.
You know I ought to be.
You wrong my honor in believing I could know anything to your prejudice without resenting it as much as you should.
This letter, sir, which I tear in pieces to conceal the person that sent it, informs me that Plume has a design upon Sylvia and that you are privy to it.
Nay, then, sir, I must do myself justice and endeavor to find out the author. Sir, I know the hand, and if you refuse to discover the contents, Melinda shall tell me.
Hold, sir. The contents I have told you already, only with this circumstance, that her intimacy with Mr. Worthy had drawn the secret from him.
Her intimacy with me? Dear sir, let me pick up the pieces of this letter. 'Twill give me such a power over her pride to have her own an intimacy under her hand. This was the luckiest accident. The aspersions, sir, was nothing but malice, the effect of a little quarrel between her and Mrs. Sylvia.
Are you sure of that, sir?
Her maid gave me the history of part of the battle just now, and she overheard it. But I hope, sir, your daughter has suffered nothing upon the account.
No, poor girl. She is so afflicted with the news of her brother's death that to avoid company, she begged leave to go into the country.
And is she gone?
I could not refuse her. She was so pressing. The coach went from the door a minute before you came.
So pressing to be gone, sir. I find her fortune will give her the same airs with Melinda, and then Plume and I may laugh at one another.
But like enough, women are as subject to pride as men are. And why mayn't great women as well as great men forget their old acquaintance? But come, where's this young fellow? I love him so well, it would break my heart of me to think him a rascal. I'm glad my daughter is gone fairly off, though. Where does the captain quarter?
At Horton's. I am to meet him there 2 hours hence, and we should be glad of your company.
Ah, your pardon, dear worthy. I must allow a day or two to the death of my son. The decorum of mourning is what we owe the world, because they pay it to us. Afterwards, I'm yours, over a bottle, or how you will.
Sir, I'm your humble servant.
Scene 3, the street.
Our apprentice Tom may now refuse to wipe his scoundrel master's shoes, for now he's free to sing and play over the hills and far away. We shall lead more happy lives by giving our brats and wives that scold and brawl both night and day over
the hills and far away.
Hey boys, thus we soldiers live, drink, sing, dance, play. We live as one should say, we live. 'Tis impossible to tell how we live, we're all princes. Why, you were a king, you were an emperor. I'm a prince now, ain't we?
No, Sergeant. There'll be no emperor.
No.
I'll be a justice of peace.
A justice of peace?
I won't, will I? For this pressing act, they are greater than any emperor under the sun.
Done. You're a justice of the peace, and you're a king, and I'm a duke, and a rum duke, ain't I?
I'll be a queen.
A queen?
Aye, of England. That's greater than any king of them all.
Bravely said, faith. Huzzah for the Queen! Huzzah! But hark you, Mr. Justice, and you, Mr. Queen, did you ever see the King's picture?
Oh, no.
Oh, I wonder at that. I have 2 of them here, set in gold, and as like his Majesty, God bless the mark. See here, they're set in gold.
The wonderful works of nature. What's this written about? Here's Rosie, I believe. Carolus. Is that Sergeant?
Oh, Carolus. Why, Carolus is Latin for King George, that's all.
Oh, 'tis a fine thing to be a scholar. Sergeant, will you part with this? I'll buy it on you if it come within the compass of a crown.
A crown never talk of buying. 'Tis the same thing among friends, you know. I'll present them to you both, and you shall give me as good a thing. Put 'em up and remember your old friend when I am over the hills and far away.
Over the hills and o'er the main, to Flanders, Portugal, and Spain, the king commands and we'll obey, over the hills and far away. Come on, my men of mirth, away with it. I'll make one among ye. Who are these hearty lads?
Off with your hats, hounds, off with your hats. This is the captain, a captain.
We've seen captains afore now, man.
Aye, and lieutenant captains too. Flesh, I'll keep on mine now.
No, scarcely doff mine for any captain in England. Neither there's a freeholder.
Oh, who are these jolly lads, Sergeant?
A couple of honest, brave fellows that are willing to serve the king. I have entertained them just now as volunteers under your honour's command.
And good entertainment they shall have. Volunteers are the men I want. Those are the men fit to make soldiers, captains, generals.
Wounds, Thomas! What's this? Are you listed?
Not I. Are you, Coster?
Wounds, not I.
What? Not listed? Oh, a very good jesty face.
Come, Thomas, we'll go home.
Aye, come.
Nay, home for shame, gentlemen. Behave yourselves better before your captain. Dear Thomas, honest Coster.
No, we'll be gone.
Nay, then, I command you to stay. I place you both sentinels in this place for 2 hours to watch the motion of St. Mary's clock, you, and you the motion of St. Chad's, and he that dares stir from his post till he be relieved shall have my sword in his guts the next minute.
What's the matter, Sergeant? I'm afraid you're too rough with these gentlemen.
Well, I'm too mild, sir. They disobey command, sir, and one of them should be shot for an example to the other.
Shot? Thomas!
Come, gentlemen, what's the matter?
We don't know. The noble servant is pleased to be in a passion, sir, but
They disobey command. They deny their being listed.
nay, sergeant, we don't downright deny it neither. We dare not do for fear of being shot. We humbly conceive, in a civil way, and begging your worship's pardon, that we may go home.
That's easily known. Have either of you received any of the king's money?
Not a brass farthing, sir.
They have each of them received 21 shillings, and 'tis now in their pockets.
Wounds! If I have a penny in my pocket but a bent sixpence, I'll be content to be listed and shot into the bargain.
And I, look here, sir.
Nothing but the king's picture that the sergeant gave me just now.
See there? A guinea, 21 shillings. T'other has the fellow want.
The case is plain, gentlemen. The goods are found upon you. Those pieces of gold are worth 21 shillings each.
Ah, so it seems that Carolus is 21 shillings in Latin.
It's the same thing in Greek. For we are listed.
Flesh, but we aren't, Thomas. I desire to be carried before the mayor, Captain.
You'll never do, Kite. Your damn tricks will ruin me at last. I won't lose the fellows, though, if I can help it. Well, gentlemen, there must be some trick in this. My sergeant offers to take his oath that you are fairly listed.
And we know that you soldiers have more liberty of conscience than other folks. But for me or my neighbour Coster here to take such an oath, 'twould be downright murderation.
Look ye, rascal, you villain. If I find that you have imposed upon these two honest fellows, I'll trample you to death, you dog. Come, how was't?
We'll speak. Your sergeant, as you say, is a rogue, like your worship, begging your worship's pardon, and
Nay, Thomas, let me speak. You know I can read. And so, sir, he gave us those 2 pieces of money for pictures of the king by way of a present.
How, by way of a present? Son of a whore. I'll teach him to abuse honest fellows like you. Scoundrel! Rogue! Villain!
Oh, brave, noble captain! Huzzah! A brave captain, faith. Yeah, now, Thomas, Carolus is king Latin for a beating. This is the bravest captain I ever saw. Wounds, I've a month's mind to go with him.
A dog to abuse 2 such honest fellows as you. Look ye, gentlemen, I love a pretty fellow. I come among you as an officer to list soldiers, not as a kidnapper to steal slaves.
Mind that, Thomas.
I desire that no man go with me but as I went myself. I went a volunteer, as you or you may do. For a little time carried a musket, and now I command a company.
why, that Coster, a sweet gentleman.
'Tis true, gentlemen, I may take an advantage of you. The king's money was in your pockets. My sergeant was ready to take an oath that you were listed, but I scorn to do a base thing. You are both of you at your liberty.
Thank you, noble captain. I can't find in my heart to leave him, he talks so finely.
Aye, Coster, would he always hold in this mind?
Oh.
Come, lads, one thing more I will tell you. You are both young, tight fellows, and the army is the place to make you men forever. Every man has his lot, and you have yours. What think you of a purse of French gold out of a monsieur's pocket after you have dashed out his brains with the butt end of your firelock, eh?
Wounds! I'll have it, captain. Give me a shilling, I'll follow you to the end of the world.
Nay, dear Coster, Donna, be advised.
Here, my hero. Here are 2 guineas for thee, as earnest of what I'll do further for thee.
I'll take it Gonna take it, dear Coster?
I won't. My mind gives me that I shall be a captain myself. I take your money, sir, and now I am a gentleman.
Give me thy hand. And now you and I will travel the world o'er and command it wherever we tread. Bring a friend with you, if you can.
Well, Thomas, must we part?
No, Coster, cannot leave thee. Come, Captain, I'll go along too. And if you have two honester, simpler lads in your company than we two have been, I'll say no more.
Here, my lad. Now, your name?
Thomas Appletree.
And yours?
Costa Pearmain.
Well said, Costa. Born where?
Both in Herefordshire.
Very well. Courage, my lads. Now we'll over the hills and far away. Courage, boys, 'tis 1 to 10, but we'll return all gentlemen, while conquering colours we'll display over the hills and far away. Kite, take care of them.
Ain't you a couple of pretty fellas now? Here, you've complained to the captain. I am to be turned out, and one of you will be sergeant. Which of you is to have my halberd?
I?
Oh, so you shall. In your guts. March, as sons of whores.
Act the third, scene 1, the marketplace.
I cannot forbear admiring the equality of our fortunes. We love two ladies. They meet us halfway, and just as we were upon the point of leaping into their arms, fortune drops in their laps, pride possessions their hearts, a maggot fills their heads, madness takes them by the tails, they snort, kick up their heels, and away they run.
And leave us here to mourn upon the shore, a couple of poor, melancholy monsters. What shall we do?
I have a trick for mine. The letter, you know, and the fortune teller.
And I have a trick for mine.
What is it?
I'll never think of her again.
No.
No. I think of myself above administering to the pride of any woman, were she worth 12,000 a year. And I hadn't the vanity to believe I shall gain a lady worth 1,200. The generous, good-natured Sylvia in her smock I admire, but the haughty, scornful Sylvia with her fortune I despise. What? Sneak out of town, and not so much as a word, a line, a compliment? 'Sdeath, how far off does she live? I'll go break all her windows.
Aye, and the window bars too, to come at her. Come, friend, no more of your rough military airs.
Captain, sir, look yonder. She's a-coming this way. 'Tis the prettiest, cleanest little tit.
Oh, now, worthy, to show how much I'm in love, here she comes. But, Kite, what is the great country fellow with her?
I can't tell, sir.
Bye, chickens, young and tender chickens, young and tender chickens.
Here, you chickens.
Who calls?
Come hither, pretty maid.
Will you please to buy, sir?
Yes, child, we'll both buy.
Nay, worthy, that's not fair. Mark it for yourself. Come, child, I'll buy all you have.
Then all I have is at your service.
Then must I shift for myself, I find.
Let me see. Young and tender, you say?
As ever you've tasted in your life, sir.
Come, I must examine your basket to the bottom, my dear.
Nay, for that matter, put in your hand. Feel, sir. I warrant my ware is as good as any in the market.
And I'll buy it all, child, were it 10 times more.
Sir, I can furnish you.
Come, then, I won't quarrel about the price. They're fine birds. Pray, what's your name, pretty creature?
Rose, sir. My father is a farmer within 3 short miles of the town. We keep this market. I sell chickens, eggs, and butter, and my brother Bollock there sells corn.
Come, Sister Kate. Haste, we shall be home, late home.
Kite. Pretty Mrs. Rose, you have, let me see, how many?
A dozen, sir, and they are richly worth the crown.
Come, Rose, I sold 50 stake of barley today in half this time, but you will iggle and iggle for a penny more than the commodity is worth.
What's that to you, oaf? I can make as much out of a groat as you can out of a fourpence, I'm sure. The gentleman bids fair, and when I meet with a chapman, I know how to make the best of him. And so, sir, I say for a crown piece the bargain's yours.
Ah, here's a guinea, my dear.
I can't change your money, sir.
Indeed, indeed, but you can. My lodging is hard by, chicken, and we'll make change there.
So, sir, as I was telling you, I've seen one of these hussars eat up a ravelin for his breakfast, and afterwards pick his teeth with a palisado.
Aye, you soldiers see very strange things, but pray, sir, what is a rabbling?
Well, it is like a modern mince pie, but the crust is confounded hard, and the plums are somewhat hard of digestion.
Then your palisado, pray what may he be? Come, Rose, pray ha' done.
Oh, your palisado is a pretty sort of bodkin, about the thickness of my leg.
Aye, that's a fib, I believe. Hey, where's Rose? Rose? Rose! Flesh, where is Rose gone?
She's gone with the captain.
The captain, once. There's no pressing of women, sure.
But there is, sure.
If the captain should press Rose, I should be ruined. Which way went she? Oh, and the devil take your rabelings and palisados.
You shall be better acquainted with them, honest bullock, or I shall miss of my aim.
Why, thou art the most useful fellow in nature to your captain. Admirable in your way, I find.
Yes, sir, I understand my business, I will say it.
How came you so qualified?
Well, you must know, sir, I was born a gipsy and bred among that crew till I was 10 years old. There I learned canting and lying. I was bought from my mother, Cleopatra, by a certain nobleman for 3 pistoles. There I learned impudence and pimping. I was turned off for wearing my lord's linen and drinking my lady's ratafia, and turned bailiff's follower. There I learned bullying and swearing. I at last got into the army, and there I learned whoring and drinking. So that if your worship pleases to cast up the whole sum, viz., canting, lying, impudence, pimping, bullying, swearing, whoring, drinking, and a halberd, you will find the sum total amount to a recruiting sergeant.
And pray, what induced you to turn soldier?
Hunger and ambition. Oh, but here comes Justice Balance.
Here, you, Sergeant. Where's your captain? There's a poor foolish fellow comes clamouring to me with a complaint that your captain has pressed his sister. Do you know anything of this matter, Worthy?
I know his sister has gone with Plume to his lodging to sell him some chickens.
Is that all? The fellow's a fool.
I know that, and like your worship, but if your worship pleases to grant me a warrant to bring her before your worship for fear of the worst.
Thou art mad, fellow. Thy sister's safe enough.
I hope so too.
Hast thou no more sense, fellow, than to believe that the captain can list women?
I know not whether they list them or what they do with them, but I'm sure they carry as many women as men with them out of the country.
But how came you not to go along with your sister?
Lord, sir, I thought no more of her going than I do of the day I shall die. But this gentleman here, not suspecting any hurt neither, I believe. You thought no harm, friend, did you?
Oh, lack a day, sir, not I. Only that I believe I shall marry her tomorrow.
I begin to smell powder. Well, friend, but what did that gentleman with you?
Why, sir, he entertained me with a fine story of a great sea fight between the Hungarians, I think it was, and the wild Irish.
And so, sir, while we were in the heat of battle, the captain carried off the baggage.
Sergeant, go along with this fellow to your captain, give him my humble service, and desire him to discharge the wench, though he has listed her.
Aye, and if she bean't free for that, He shall have another man in her place.
Come, honest friend, you shall go to my quarters instead of the captain's.
We must get this mad captain his complement of men and send him packing, else he'll overrun the county.
You see, sir, how little he values your daughter's disdain.
I like him the better. I was just such another fellow at his age. But how goes your affair with Melinda?
Very slowly. My mistress has got a captain too, but such a captain. As I live, yonder he comes.
Who? That bluff fellow in the sash? I don't know him.
But I engage he knows you and everybody at first sight. His impudence were a prodigy, were not his ignorance proportionable. He has the most universal acquaintance of any man living, for he won't be alone, and nobody will keep him company twice. Then he's a Caesar among the women. Vini, vidi, vici, that's all. If he had but talked with the maid, he swears he has lain with the mistress. But the most surprising part of his character is his memory, which is the most prodigious and the most trifling in the world.
Oh, I have known another acquire so much by travel as to tell you the names of most places in Europe, with their distances of miles, leagues, or hours, as punctually as a postboy. But for anything else, as ignorant as the horse that carries the mail.
This is your man, sir. Add but the traveller's privilege of lying, and even that he abuses. This is the picture, behold the life.
Mr. Worthy, I'm your servant, and so forth. Harkee, my dear.
Whispering, sir, before company is not manners, and when nobody's by, 'tis foolish.
Company? Mort de la vie. I beg the gentleman's pardon. Who is he?
Ask him.
So I will. My dear, I am your servant, and so forth. Your name, my dear?
Very laconic, sir.
Laconic. Very good name, truly. I've known several of the Laconics abroad. Poor Jack Laconic, he was killed at the Battle of Landen. I remember that he had a blue ribbon in his hat that very day, and after he fell, we found a piece of neat tongue in his pocket.
Pray, sir, did the French attack us, or we them at London?
The French attack us? No, sir. We attacked them on the, oh, dear, no. I have reason to remember the name, for I had 22 horses killed under me that day.
Then, sir, you must have rid mighty hard.
Or perhaps, like my countrymen, you rid upon half a dozen horses at once.
Oh, what do you mean, gentlemen? I tell you, they were killed, all torn to pieces by the cannon shot, except 6 that I staked to death upon the enemy's chevaux de frise.
Noble captain, may I crave your name?
Brazen at your service.
Oh, Brazen, a very good name. I have known several of the Brazens abroad.
Do you know one Captain Plume, sir?
Oh, is he anything related to Captain Plume of Northamptonshire? Honest Frank. Many a dry bottle have we cracked, hand to fist. You must have known his brother Charles. It was concerned in the India Company. Married the daughter of the old tongue-pad master of the Chancery. Very pretty woman. Only she quinted a little. She died in childbed of her first child, but the child survived. It was a daughter that, whether it was called Marjorie or Margaret, upon my soul, I can't remember. Well, but gentlemen, I must meet a lady, 20,000 pounder presently, upon the walk of the water. Worthy your servant, laconic yours.
You could have no so mean an opinion of Melinda as to be jealous of this fellow. I think she ought to give you cause to be so.
I don't think she encourages him so much for gaining herself a lover as to set up a rival. Were there any credit to be given to his words, I should believe Melinda had made him this assignation. I must go see, sir. You'll pardon me.
Aye, you're a man of business. But what have we got here?
And I shall be a lady, a captain's lady, and ride single upon a white horse with a star, upon a velvet side saddle, and I shall go to London and see the tombs and the lions and the king and queen. Sir, and please your worship, I have often seen your worship ride through our grounds a hunting, begging your worship's pardon. Pray, what may this lace be worth a yard?
Right Mechlin by this light. Where did you get this lace, child?
No matter for that, sir, I came honestly by it.
I question that much.
And see here, sir, a fine turkey shell snuff box and a fine mangere. See here. The captain learned me how to take it with an air.
Oh ho, a captain. Now the murder's out. And so the captain taught you to take it with an air.
Yes, and give it with an air too. Will you please, your worship, to taste my snuff?
You are a very apt scholar, pretty maid. And pray, what did you give the captain for these fine things?
He served my brother for a soldier, and 2 or 3 sweethearts I have in the country. They shall all go with the captain. Oh, he's the finest man and the humblest withal. Would you believe it, sir? He carried me up with him to his own chamber, with as much familiarity as if I had been the best lady in the land.
Oh ho, he's a mighty familiar gentleman as can be.
But it is not so with those that go through frost and snow. Most apropos, my maid with the milking pail. How, the justice, that I am arraigned, condemned, and executed.
Oh, my noble captain.
And my noble captain too, sir.
Death, child, are you mad? Mr. Balance, I am so full of business that about my recruits that I hadn't a moment time to... I've just now 3 or 4 people to...
Nay, captain, I must speak to you.
And so must I too, captain.
Any other time, sir. I cannot for my life, sir.
Pray, sir.
20,000 things, but now, sir, pray. Oh, devil take me. I cannot. I must.
Nay, I'll follow you.
And I too.
Scene 2, the walk by the Severn side.
And pray it was a ring, or buckle, or pendants, or knots, or in what shape was the almighty gold transformed that has bribed you so much in his favour?
Madam, the last bribe I had from the captain was only a small piece of Flanders lace for a cat.
Aye, Flanders lace is a constant present from officers to their women. They every year bring over a cargo of lace to cheat the king of his duty and his subjects of their honesty.
They barter one sort of prohibited goods for another, madam.
Has any of them been bartering with you, Mrs. Pert? Or that you talk so like a trader?
One would imagine, madam, by your concern for Worthy's absence, that you should use him better when he's with you.
Who told you, pray, that I was concerned for his absence? I'm only vexed that I have had nothing said to me in these 2 days, as one may love the treason and hate the traitor. Oh, here comes another captain, and a rogue that has the confidence to make love to me. But indeed, I don't wonder at that, when he has the assurance to fancy himself a fine gentleman.
If he should speak of the assignation, I should be ruined.
Well, true to the touch, Faith. Madam, I am your humble servant, and all that, madam. Fine river, this same Severn. Do you love fishing, madam?
'Tis a pretty melancholy amusement for lovers.
I'll go and buy hooks and lines presently, for you must know, madam, that I have served in Flanders against the French, in Hungary against the Turks, in Tangiers against the Moors, and I was never so much in love before. And split me, madam, in all the campaigns I ever made, I have not seen so fine a woman as your ladyship.
And from all the men I ever saw, I never had so fine a compliment. But you soldiers are the best bred men that we must allow.
Some of us, madam, but there are brutes among us too, very sad brutes. For my own part, I have always had the very good luck to prove agreeable. I've had very considerable offers, madam. I might have married a German princess worth 50,000 crowns a year, but her stove disgusted me. The daughter of a Turkish bashaw fell in love with me too, when I was a prisoner among the infidels, and she offered to rob her father of his treasure and make her escape with me. But I don't know how. My time was not come. Hanging and marriage, you know, go by destiny. Fate has reserved me for a Shropshire lady worth 20,000 pounds. Do you know any such person, madam?
Extravagant coxcomb. To be sure, a great many ladies of that fortune would be proud of the name of Mrs. Brazen.
Nay, for that madam, there are women of very good quality of the name of Brazen.
Oh, are you there, gentlemen? Come, Captain, we'll walk this way. Give me your hand.
My hand, heart, blood, and guts are at your service. Mr. Worthy, your servant, my dear.
Death and fire, this is not to be borne.
No more of this of faith.
What?
The March beer at the Raven. I've been doubly serving the king, raising men, and raising the excise. Recruiting and elections are rare friends to the excise.
You ain't drunk.
No. Whimsical only. I could be mighty foolish and fancy myself mighty witty. Reason still keeps his throne, but it nods a little, that's all.
Then you're just fit for a frolic.
Just so.
Then recover me that vessel from that tangerine.
Oh, she's well rigged, but how is she manned?
By Captain Brazen that I told you of today. She is called the Melinda, a first rate, I can assure you. She sheered off with him just now on purpose to affront me, but according to your advice, I would take no notice, because I would seem to be above a concern for her behavior, but have a care of a quarrel.
No. I never quarrel with anything in my cups, but an oyster wench or a cookmaid. And if they bean't civil, I'd knock 'em down. But harkye, my friend, I'll make love, and I must make love. I'll tell you what, I'll make love like a platoon.
Platoon? How's that?
I'll kneel, stoop, and stand. Faith, most ladies are gained by platooning.
Here they come. I must leave you.
So, now must I look as sober and demure as a whore christening.
Who is that, madam?
A brother officer of yours, I suppose, sir?
Oh, my dear.
My dear.
My dear boy, how is it? Your name, my dear, if I be not mistaken. I've seen your face.
I never saw yours in my life, my dear. But there's a face well known as the sun's, that it shines on all, and is by all adored.
Have you any pretensions, sir?
Pretensions?
That is, sir, have you ever served abroad?
I have served at home, sir. For ages served this cruel fare, that will serve the turn, sir.
So, between the fool and the rake, I shall bring a fine sport of work upon my hands.
Will you fight for the lady, sir?
No, sir, but I'll have her notwithstanding. Thou peerless princess of Salopian plains, envied by nymphs and worshipped by swains.
Oh, sir, and not fight for her?
Prithee quiet, I shall out. Behold how humbly does the Seven glide to greet thee, princess, at the Seven's side.
Don't mind him, madam. If he were not so well dressed, I should take him for a poet. But I'll show you the difference between us presently. Come, madam, we'll place you between us, and now, the longest sword carries her.
Oh, Mr. Worthy, save me from these madmen.
Ha ha ha! Why don't you follow, sir, and fight like a bold ravisher?
No, sir, you are my man.
I don't like the wages. I'll not be your man.
Then you're not worth my sword.
No. Pray, what did it cost?
Well, it cost me 20 pistoles in France, and my enemies thousands of lives in Flanders.
Then they had a dear bargain.
Save you, gentlemen.
My dear, I'm yours.
Do you know the gentleman?
No, but I will presently. Your name, my dear?
Wilful. Jack Wilful, at your service.
What? The Kentish Wilfuls, or those of Staffordshire?
Both, sir. Both. I'm related to all the Wilfuls in Europe, and I'm head of the family at the present.
Do you live in the country, sir?
Yes, sir. I live where I stand. I have neither home, house, or habitation beyond this spot of ground.
What are you, sir?
A rake.
In the army, I presume?
No, but I intend to list immediately. Look ye, gentlemen, he that bids the fairest has me.
Sir, I'll prefer you. I'll make you a corporal this minute.
Corporal? I'll make you my companion. You shall eat with me.
You shall drink with me, and then you shall receive your pay and do no duty.
Then you must make me a field officer.
I'll do more than this. I'll make you a corporal, and I'll give you a brevet for sergeant.
Can you read and write, sir?
Yes.
Then your business is done. I'll make you a chaplain to the regiment.
Your promises are so equal that I'm at a loss to choose. There's one plume that I hear much commended. In town, pray, which of you is Plume?
I am Captain Plume.
No, I am Captain Plume.
Heyday.
Captain Plume? I am your servant, dear.
Captain Brazen, I'm yours. This fellow dares not fight.
Sir, if you please.
No. There's your captain, Captain Plume. Your sergeant has got so drunk that he mistakes me for you.
He's an incorrigible sot. Here, my Hector of Holborn, here's 40 shillings for you.
I forbid the banns, looky friend. You shall list with Captain Brazen.
I will see Captain Brazen hanged first. I will list with Captain Plume. I'm a freeborn Englishman, and will be a slave for my own way. Look ye, sir, will you stand by me?
I warrant you, my lad.
Then I will tell you, Captain Brazen, that you are an ignorant, pretending, impudent coxcomb.
Aye, a sad dog.
A very sad dog. Give me the money, noble Captain Plume.
Then you won't list with Captain Brazen?
I won't.
Never mind him, child. I'll end the dispute presently. Hark ye, my dear.
Sir, he in the plain coat is Captain Plume. I am his sergeant and will take my oath on't.
What, are your Sergeant Kite?
At your service.
Then I would not take your oath for a farthing.
Oh, a very understanding youth of his age, but I see a storm coming.
Now, Sergeant, I shall see who is your captain by your knocking down the other.
My captain scorns assistance, sir.
How dare you contend for anything and not dare to draw your sword? But if you are a young fellow and have not been much abroad, I excuse that. But prithee, resign the man. Prithee do. You are a very honest fellow.
You lie, and you are a son of a whore.
Hold! Did you not refuse to fight for the lady?
I always do, but for a man I'll fight knee-deep. So you lie again.
But hold! Where's the man?
Gone.
Then what do we fight for? Now let's embrace, my dear.
With all my heart, my dear. I suppose Kite has listed him by this time?
You are a brave fellow. I always fight with a man before I make him my friend. And if once I find he will fight, I never quarrel with him afterwards. And now I'll tell you a secret, my dear friend. The lady we are frightened out of the walk just now, I found in bed this morning. So beautiful, so inviting. I presently locked the door, but I'm a man of honor. But I believe that I shall marry her nevertheless. Her 20,000 pounds, you know, would be a pretty conveniency. I had an assignation with her here, but your coming spoiled my sport. Curse you, my dear. Don't do it again.
No, my dear. Men are my business at present.
That's the end of Act 3. Let's take our break now. Let's start again at 1 o'clock. All right?
Good, I shall off to the loo.
Great. Oh, thank you guys so much. This is a lot of fun. So I'm I'm enjoying hearing this. It's interesting. There's a few things, like, well, for one thing, there were a few things for me that I heard some sort of resonances from Love's Labour's Lost, with the character Coster, which is close to costard, and then at one point where they're talking about things, and he's like, oh, so that's the word for, he makes the same sort of thing that costard does, where it's like a remuneration, like that, the word meaning specifically something with money. So I thought that was an interesting thing, but it's also, it's like, yeah, just what they will do to try and recruit people for the army, and a lot of things, I mean, haven't changed, except now they get to do it with social media as well. So thank you all for this. When we're doing the live stream, we can't really sort of like pause, like when we're taking a pause. So I'm just gonna like fill up the time, or if anybody's got other stuff they would like to talk about while we're live streaming, I'm happy to do that. But I want to hope everyone's had a good World Theater Day and think about World Theater all year round, because on we had March 27th was World Theater Day. And I like to tell as many people in the United States about it as possible, because it's generally kind of ignored in this country, because it's something that came out of the International Theatre Institute in France as part of UNESCO back in 1961. And it's really, there are not too many things happening in this country about it, but we did a little sort of Zoom thing where people could share some stories about theater, why it was important to them, and share a piece or two. And then we also did a reading of my father's play, Marika. And that was fun, because it was also March 27th, which is World Theater Day, was also my parents' birthday. They both had the same birthday. I mean, he was 2 years older than her, but March 27th was their birthday, and then it was just a few years ago we found out that that was also World Theater Day. And one of the things that my parents had done was a radio show that then they sort of did as an online blog that's still there, More Theater Talk, where they would interview people from theaters that were putting on shows in the area, like down at Shakespeare and Company, and many of the places from the Berkshires, and a lot of different places, and they're actually they have, there's the Berkshire Theater Awards, the Berkeys. They have a prize for the for best new play, which is for the production of an original play, which is the Sally and Robert Sugarman Award to recognize new work, to encourage new work, because they were part of the Berkshire Theater Critics, which put together these awards, which deal with the theaters in the Berkshires and surrounding areas like New York and Vermont and places like that. So thank you all. And also we do a lot, we're getting more dates for Instant Shakespeare Company for in-person readings at various branches of the New York Public Library. Yeah, Ben, you got a question?
Anybody hearing a lot of hissing in the background? Is that just me?
No, I heard something, but
Got it occasionally. No.
It just stopped. It just stopped. Never mind.
Yeah.
Goes to the machine. Sorry, Paul.
All right. So yeah, but there's just yeah, and so we do have a lot of things on Zoom. Yesterday we did the first part of Henry VI, and so for the next 2 Saturdays on Zoom at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll be doing the second part of Henry VI, and then the third part of Henry VI, and then Richard III. And since all of these plays have huge casts, if anybody would like to participate, please let me know. I know we've already got Henry New York, so that's...
I think I was in a Richard III
Thoughts
meeting
about.
with you guys at, I forget
That would be the guy who says kill all the lawyers. I might decide to do it.
And we did,
Yes, well, that is in part 2. That's the butcher.
Yeah, I know.
Katie, you're muted.
Watch it with the lawyer stuff, please.
Yes.
Just saying.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's really, I mean, ever since like 2016, when we did a reading of, the way it sort of lined up with Humphrey seeming very much like Hillary and Cade seeming very much like Trump is just, it's really, it's unfortunate, you know.
I think the hissing is coming from your gadget when you talk, so you might. It's okay. It's not distracting here.
Okay, well, I'm muted all of the time. It's like
you want to check it if you're in one, because I've never heard that from your computer before.
Well, I'm at a different computer because my other computer wouldn't start, and I started on my phone and then tried to get that computer to work.
What's in the machine? Yeah, remember that reading the other day? My computer just suddenly stopped working. New computer.
did it make a difference, Ben?
That just makes it difficult when you're trying to scroll through a script and it just stops and they
Yeah.
something.
Exactly what happened. It just went, fuck it, I'm leaving. Forgot we're live.
Don't you love technology?
When it works, it's the best.
Yeah.
And then when it doesn't, we all forget. We all remember when we didn't have all these conveniences, and yet we go, "Why isn't this working?"
Yeah.
Well, it's made my attention span shrink to almost nothing.
Yes, right.
I
And
still
1
think
minute
the
to go.
greatest invention ever.
Everybody back? Rose and Bullock, start. Okay. Well, if everybody's here, why don't we just get going about a minute early? We are now in Act 4, Scene 1, The Walk, which I believe is meaning the walk by the Severn River.
Where have you been, you great booby? You were always out of the way in the time of preferment.
Preferment? Who should prefer me?
I would prefer you. Who should prefer a man but a woman? Come, throw away that great club, hold up your head, cock your hat, and look big.
Oh, Rose, Rose, I fear somebody will look big sooner than folk think of. Here has been Cartwheel, your sweetheart. What will become of him?
Look ye, I'm a great woman and will provide for my relations. I told the captain how finely he played upon the tabor and pipe, so he sat him down for drum major.
Nay, sister, why did you not keep that place for me? You know I have always loved to be a drummer, if it were but on a table or a quart pot.
Had I put a commission in my pocket, I fancy my breeches would become me as well as any ranting fellow of them all. For I take a bold step, a rakish toss, and an impudent air to be the principal ingredients in the composition of a captain. Let's hear. Rose, my nurse's daughter. I'll go and practice. Come, child, kiss me at once. And her brother, too. Well, honest Dunfork, do you know the difference between a horse and a cart horse, eh?
I presume that your worship is a captain by your clothes and your courage.
Suppose I were. Would you be contented to list, friend?
No, no, though your worship be a handsome man, there be others as fine as you. My brother is engaged to Captain Plume.
Plume? Do you know Captain Plume?
Yes, I do, and he knows me. He took the ribbons out of his shirt sleeves and put them into my shoes. See there? I can assure you that I can do anything with the captain.
That isn't a modest way, sir. Have a care what you say, Rose. Don't shame your parentage.
Nay, for that matter, I'm not so simple as to say that I can do anything with the captain, but what I may do with anybody else.
Oh, and pray, what do you expect from this captain, child?
I expect, sir. I expect. But he ordered me to tell nobody. But suppose he should propose to marry me?
You should have a care, my dear. Men will promise anything beforehand.
I know that, but he promised to marry me afterwards.
Once, Rose, what have you said?
Afterwards? After what?
After I'd sold my chickens. I hope there's no harm in that.
What? Mr. Wilful so close with my market woman?
I'll try if he loves her. Closer, aye, and closer yet, sir. Come. My pretty maid, you and I will withdraw a little.
No, no, friend, I haven't done with her yet.
Nor have I begun with her. So as I a good right as you have.
Thou'rt a bloody impudent fellow.
Sir, I would qualify myself for the service.
So really a mind to the service?
Yes, sir. So let her go.
Pray, gentlemen, don't be so violent.
Come, leave it to the girl's own choice. Will you belong to me or to that gentleman?
Let me consider. You're both very handsome.
Now the natural inconstancy of her sex begins to work.
Pray, sir, what will you give me?
Dinna be angry, sir, that my sister should be a mercenary, but for she's but young.
Give me, child. I'll set thee above scandal. You shall have a coach with 6 before and 6 behind, an equipage to make a vice fashionable and put virtue out of countenance.
That's easily done. I'll do more for thee, child. I'll buy you a furbelow scarf, and I'll give you a ticket to see a play.
A play! Once! Rose, Take the ticket and let's see the show.
Look you, Captain, if you won't resign, I'll go list with Captain Brazen this minute.
Will you list with me if I give up my title?
I will.
Take her. I'll change a woman for a man any time.
I have heard before, indeed, that you captains used to sell your men.
Gee, Captain, do not send Rose to the Western Indies.
West Indies? No, no, my honest lad. Give me thy hand. Nor you nor she shall move a step further than I do. This gentleman is one of us, and will be kind to you, Mistress Rose.
But will you be so kind to me, sir, as the captain would?
I can't be altogether so kind to you. My circumstances are not so good as the captain's, but I'll take care of you, upon my word.
Aye, we'll all take care of her. She shall live like a princess, and her brother here shall be... what would you be?
Oh, sir, if you had not promised the place of a drum major.
Aye, that is promise. But what think you of barrack master?
Oh.
You are a person of understanding, and a barrack master you shall be. But what's become of this same cartwheel you told me of, my dear?
We'll go fetch him. Come, brother barrack master. We shall find you at home, noble captain.
Yes, yes. Now, sir, here are your 40 shillings.
Captain Plume, I despise your listing money. If I do serve, 'tis purely for love. Of that wench, I mean. Now let me beg you to lay aside your recruiting airs, and put on the man of honor, and tell me plainly what usage I must expect when I am under your command.
Your usage will chiefly depend upon your behavior. Only this you must expect, that if you commit a small fault, I will excuse it. But if a great one, I'll discharge you. Something tells me I shall not be able to punish you.
And something tells me that if you do discharge me, 'twill be the greatest punishment you can inflict. For were we this morning to go upon the greatest dangers in your profession, they would be less terrible to me than to stay behind you. And now, your hand, then list me. And now you are my captain.
Your friend. Instead, there's something in this fellow that charms me.
One favor I must beg. This affair will make some noise, and I have some friends that would censure my conduct if I threw myself into the circumstance of a private sentinel of my own head. I must therefore take care to be impressioned by the Act of Parliament. Will you leave that to me?
What you please as to that. Will you lodge at my quarters in the meantime?
No, Captain. You'll forget Rose. She used to be my bedfellow, you know.
I had forgot. Pray be kind to her.
You are thoughtful, madam. Am not I worthy to know the cause?
Oh, Lucy, I can hold my secret no longer. You must know that, hearing of a famous fortune-teller in town, I went disguised to satisfy a curiosity which has cost me dear. The fellow is certainly the devil, or one of his bosom favourites. He has told me the most surprising things of my past life.
Things past, madam, can hardly be reckoned surprising, because we know them already. Did he tell you anything surprising that was to come?
One thing very surprising. He said I should die a maid.
Die a maid? Come into the world for nothing? Dear madam, if you should believe him, it might come to pass. For the bare thought on't might kill one in 24 hours. And did you ask him any questions about me?
You? Why, I passed for you.
So, 'tis I that am to die a maid. The devil was a liar from the beginning. He can't make me die a maid. I've put it out of his power already.
I do but jest. I would have passed for you and called myself Lucy, but he presently told me my name, my quality, my fortune, and gave me the whole history of my life. He told me of a lover I had in this country, and described Worthy exactly, but in nothing so well as in his present indifference. I fled to him for refuge here today. He never so much as encouraged me in my fright, but coldly told me that he was sorry for the accident, because it might give the town cause to censure my conduct. Excused his not waiting on me at home, made me a careless bow, and walked off. 'Sdeath! I could have stabbed him or myself, 'twas the same thing. Yonder he comes. I will so use him.
Don't exasperate him. Consider what the fortune teller told you. Men are scarce, and as times go, it is not impossible for a woman to die a maid.
No matter.
I find she's warned. I must strike while the iron is hot. You've a great deal of courage, madam, to venture into the walks where you were so lately frightened.
And you have a quantity of impudence to appear before me that you so lately have affronted.
I had no design to affront you, nor appear before you either, madam. I left you here because I had business in another place, and come hither thinking to meet another person.
Since you find yourself disappointed, I hope you'll withdraw to another part of the walk.
The walk is broad enough for us both.
Cheer before me, my dear.
What means this insolence?
And did you see Mr. Worthy?
No, struck blind. Worthy, also well turned. My mistress has witted her fingers' ends. Madam, I ask your pardon. 'Tis our way abroad. Mr. Worthy, you're the happy man.
I don't envy your happiness very much, if the lady can afford no other sort of favours but what she has bestowed upon you.
I'm sorry the favour miscarried, for it was designed for you, Mr. Worthy. And be assured 'tis the last and only favour you must expect at my hands. Captain, I ask your pardon.
I grant it. You see, Mr. Worthy, it was only a random shot. Might have taken off your head as well as mine. Courage, my dear. 'Tis the fortune of war. But the enemy has thought to withdraw, I think.
Withdraw? Oons, sir, what do you mean by withdraw?
I'll show you.
She's lost. Irrevocably lost. And Plume's advice has ruined me. 'Sdeath! Why should I, that knew her haughty spirit, be ruled by a man that's a stranger to her pride?
A battle royal. Don't frown so, man. She's your own, I tell you. I saw the fury of her love in the extremity of her passion. The wildness of her anger as a certain sign that she loves you to madness. That rogue, Kite, began the battle with abundance of conduct and will bring you off victorious, upon my life on it. He plays his part admirably.
But what could be the meaning of Brazen's familiarity with her?
You are no logician if you pretend to draw consequence from the actions of fools. Whim, unaccountable whim hurries them on, like a man drunk with brandy before 10 o'clock in the morning. But we lose our sport. Kite has opened above an hour ago. Let's away.
Scene 2. A chamber, a table with books and globes.
By the position of the heavens, gained from my observation upon these celestial globes, I find that Luna was a tide waiter, Sol a surveyor, Mercury a thief, Venus a whore, Saturn an alderman, Jupiter a rake, and Mars a sergeant of grenadiers. And this is the system of Kite the Conjurer.
Well, what success?
I've sent away a shoemaker and a tailor already. One's to be a captain of marines, the other a major of dragoons. I am to manage them at night. Have you seen the lady, Mr. Worthy?
Aye, but it won't do. Have you showed her her name that I tore off from the bottom of the letter?
No, sir, I reserve that for the last stroke.
What letter?
One that I would not let you see for fear that you should break windows in good earnest. Here, Captain, put it into your pocketbook and have it ready upon occasion.
Officers, to your post. Tycho, mind the door. Tycho, chairs for the ladies.
Don't trouble yourself. We shan't stay, Doctor.
Well, your ladyship is to stay much longer than you imagine.
For what?
For a husband. For your part, madam, you won't stay for a husband.
Doctor, do you converse with the stars or the devil?
With both. When I have seen the destinies of men in search, I consult the stars. When the affairs of women come under my hands, I advise with my t'other friend.
And have you raised the devil upon my account?
Oh, yes, madam, and he's now under the table.
Heavens protect us, dear madam, let's be gone.
If you be afraid of him, why do you come to consult him?
Don't fear, fool. Do you think, sir, that because I'm a woman I'm to be fooled out of my reason or frighted out of my senses? Come, show me this devil.
He's a little busy at present, but when he has done, he shall wait on you,
What is he doing?
writing your name in his pocket-book.
My name! Pray, what have you or he to do with my name?
Look, you fair lady, the devil is a very modest person. He seeks nobody unless they seek him first. He's chained up like a mastiff and can't stir until he be let loose. You come to me to have your fortune told. Do you think, madam, that I can answer you of my own head? No, madam. The affairs of women are so irregular that nothing less than the devil can give any account of them. Now, to convince you of your incredulity, I'll show you a trial of my skill. Here, you Cacodemo del Plumo, exert your power. Draw me this lady's name, the word Melinda, in proper letters and characters of our own handwriting. Do it at 3 motions. 1, 2, 3. 'Tis done. Now, madam, will you please send your maid to fetch it?
I fetch it? The devil fetch me if I do.
My name in my own handwriting. That would be convincing indeed.
Seeing is believing. Here, Tray, poor Tray, give me the bone, sirrah. Now there's your name upon that square of paper. Behold.
'Tis wonderful. My very letters to a tittle.
'Tis like your hand, madam, but not so like your hand neither. And now I look, now I look nearer, but 'tis not like your hand at all.
He's a chambermaid, now will outlie the devil.
Look ye, madam, shan't impose upon us. People can't remember their hands no more than they can their faces. Oh, come, madam, let us be certain. Write your name upon this paper, and then we'll compare the two hands.
Anything for your satisfaction, madam. Here is pen and ink.
Oh, let me see it, madam. Ah, it's the same, the very same. But I'll secure one copy for my own affairs.
This is demonstration.
'Tis so, madam. The word demonstration comes from Damon, the father of lies.
Well, doctor, I'm convinced. And now, pray, what account can you give of my future fortune?
Before the sun has made one course around this earthly globe, your fortune will be fixed for happiness or misery.
What? So near the crisis of my fate?
Let me see. About the hour of 10 tomorrow morning, you will be saluted by a gentleman who will come to take his leave of you, being designed to travel. His intention of going abroad is sudden, and the occasion a woman. Your fortune and his are like the bullet and the barrel. One runs plump into the other. In short, if the gentleman travels, he will die abroad, and if he does, you will die before he comes home.
What sort of man is he?
Oh, madam, he's a fine gentleman and a lover. That is a man of very good sense and a very great fool.
How is that possible, doctor?
Oh, because, madam, because it is so. A woman's reason is the best for a man's being a fool.
10 o'clock, you say?
10, about the hour of tea drinking throughout the kingdom.
Here, doctor. Lucy, have you any questions to ask?
Oh, madam, 1,000.
I must beg your patience till another time, for I expect more company this minute. Besides, I must discharge the gentleman under the table.
Oh, pray, sir, discharge us first.
Tycho, wait on the ladies downstairs. Ah, Mr. Worthy, you were pleased to wish me joy today. I hope to be able to return the compliment tomorrow.
I'll make it the best compliment to you that ever I made in my life, if you do. But I must be a traveller, you say?
No further than the chops of the Channel, I presume, sir.
That we have concerted already. Hey, Dade, you don't profess midwifery, doctor?
Away to your ambuscade.
Your servant, my dear.
Stand off. I have my familiar already.
Are you bewitched, my dear?
Yes, my dear, but mine is a peaceable spirit and hates gunpowder. Thus I fortify myself. Now, Captain, have a care how you force my lines.
Lines? What does talk of lines? You have something like a fishing rod there, indeed. But I come to be acquainted with you, man. What's your name, my dear?
Conundrum.
Conundrum. Rat me. I knew a famous doctor in London of your name. Where were you born?
I was born in algebra.
Algebra. There's no country in Christendom, I'm sure, unless it be someplace in the Highlands of Scotland.
Right. I told you I was bewitched.
So am I, my dear. I'm going to be married. I've had 2 letters from a lady of fortune that loves me into madness, fits, colic, spleen, vapors. Shall I marry her in 24 hours? I or no?
Certainly.
God, so I?
Or no. But I must have the year and the day and the month when these letters were dated.
You old bitch. Did you ever hear of love letters dated with the year and day of the month? I mean, do you think billets doux are like bank bills?
They're not so good, my dear, if they bear no date. I must examine the contents.
Oh, contents. Well, that you shall, my boy. Now, here they both are.
Only the last you received, if you please. Now, sir, if you please to let me consult my books a minute, I'll send this letter enclosed to you with the determination of the stars upon it to your lodgings.
With all my heart. I must give him algebra. I fancy, Doctor, 'tis hard to calculate the place of your nativity. Here. And if I succeed, I'll build a watchtower on the top of the highest mountain in Wales for the study of astrology and the benefit of the conundrums.
Oh, Doctor, that letter's worth $1 million. Let me see it. And now I have it, I'm afraid to open it.
Oh, let me see it. If she be a jilt, damn her, she is one. There's her name at the bottom on it.
How? Then I'll travel in good earnest. By all my hopes, 'tis Lucy's hand.
Lucy's?
Certainly. 'Tis no more like Melinda's character than black is to white.
Then 'tis certainly Lucy's contrivance to draw in brazen for a husband. But are you sure 'tis not Melinda's hand?
You shall see. Where's the bit of paper I gave you just now that the devil wrote Melinda upon?
Here, sir.
'Tis plain they are not the same. And is this the malicious name that was subscribed to the letter which made Mr. Ballant send his daughter into the country?
The very same. The other fragments I showed you just now.
But 'twas barbarous to conceal it so long, and to continue me so many hours in the pernicious heresy of believing that the angelic creature could change. Poor Sylvia.
Rich Sylvia, you mean, and poor Captain. Come, friend. Melinda is true and shall be mine. Sylvia is constant, and maybe yours.
No, she is above my hopes. For her sake, I'll recant my opinion of her sex. By some, the sex is blamed without design, light harmless censure, such as yours and mine, sallies of wit and vapours of wine. Others the justice of the sex condemn, and wanting merit to create esteem, would hide their own defects by censuring them. But they, secure in their all-conquering charms, laugh at our vain attempts, our false alarms. He magnifies their conquests who complains, for none would struggle, were they not enchained.
Act 5, Scene 1, Justice Ballance's house.
I say 'tis not to be borne, Mr. Balance.
Look, Mr. Scale, for my own part, I shall be very tender in what regards the officers of the army. I only speak in reference to Captain Plume. For the other spark I know nothing of.
Nor can I hear of anybody that does. Oh, here they come.
May it please your worships. We took them in the very act. reinfector, sir. The gentleman indeed behaved himself like a gentleman, for he drew his sword and swore, and afterward lay it down and said nothing.
Give the gentleman his sword again. Wait you without. I'm sorry, sir, to know a gentleman upon such terms that the occasion of our meeting should prevent the satisfaction of an acquaintance.
Sir, you need make no apology for your warrant, no more than I shall do for my behavior. My innocence is upon an equal foot with your authority.
Innocence? Have you not seduced that young maid?
No, Mr. Goosecap, she seduced me.
So she did, I'll swear, for she proposed marriage first.
What? Then you are married, child?
Yes, sir, to my sorrow.
Who was witness?
That was I. I danced through the stocking and spoke jokes by their bedside, I'm sure.
Who was the minister?
Minister? We are soldiers and want no minister. They were married by the articles of war.
Hold thy prating, fool. Your appearance, sir, promises some understanding. Pray, what does this fellow mean?
He means marriage, I think. But that, is such an odd thing that hardly any two people under the sun agree in the ceremony. But among soldiers, 'tis most sacred. Our sword, is our honor, that we lay down. The hero jumps over it first, and then the Amazon after. Leap, rogue, follow whore. The drum beats rough, and so to bed, and that's all. The ceremony is concise.
And the prettiest ceremony, so full of pastime and prodigality.
What? Are you a soldier?
Aye, that I am. Will your worship lend me your cane, and I'll show you how I can exercise?
Take it. Your name, sir?
Captain Pinch. I cock my hat with a pinch, I take snuff with a pinch, pay my whores with a pinch. In short, I can do anything at a pinch but fight.
And pray, sir, what's brought you into Shropshire?
A pinch, sir. I know you country gentlemen want wit, and you know that we town gentlemen want money, and so...
I understand you, sir. Here, constable.
Oh.
Take this gentleman into custody till further orders.
Pray, your worship, don't be uncivil to him, for he did me no hurt. He's the most harmless man in the world, for all he took so.
Come, child, I'll take care of you.
What gentleman robbed me of my freedom and my wife at once? 'Tis the first time they ever went together.
Hark here, constable.
It shall be done, sir. Come along, sir.
Come, Mr. Scale, we'll manage the spot presently. Scene 2, the marketplace.
A baker, a tailor, a smith, butchers, carpenters, and journeyman shoemakers, in all 39. I believe the first colony planted in Virginia had not more trades in their company than I have in mine.
The butcher, sir, will have his hands full, for we have 2 sheep stealers among us. I hear a fellow too committed just now for stealing of horses.
We'll dispose of him among the dragoons. Have we never a poulterer among us?
Yes, sir. The king of the gypsies is a very good one. He is an excellent hand at a goose or a turkey. Oh, here's Captain Brazen, sir. I must go look after the men.
Canonical hour. Very well. My dear Plume, give me a bus.
Half a score, if you will, my dear. What hast thou got in thy hand, child?
There's a project for laying out £1,000.
Were it not requisite to project first how to get in?
You can't imagine, my dear, that I want £20,000. I spent 20 times as much in the service. But if this £20,000 should not be in specie...
What, £20,000?
Harkee.
Married?
Presently. We're to meet about half a mile out of town at the waterside and so forth. For fear I should be known by any of Worthy's friends, you must give me leave to wear my mask until after the ceremony, which will make me forever yours. Look there, my dear dog.
Melinda, and by this light her own hand. Once more, if you please, my dear, her hand exactly. Just now, you say?
Just this minute, actually. I must be gone.
Have a little patience, and I'll go with you.
No. I see a gentleman coming that way. Maybe inquisitive. Yeah, 'tis worthy. You know him?
By sight only.
Well, have a care. The very eyes discover secrets.
To boot and saddle, Captain, you must mount.
Whip and spur, worthy, or you won't mount.
But I shall. Melinda and I are agreed. She's gone to visit Sylvia. We are to mount and follow. And could we carry a parson with us? Who knows what might be done for us both?
Don't trouble your head. Melinda has secured a parson already.
Already? Do you know more than I?
Yes, I saw it under her hand. Brazen and she are to meet 1/2 a mile hence at the water's side. There take a boat, I suppose, to be ferried over to the Elysian fields, if there be any such thing in matrimony.
I parted with Melinda just now. She assured me she hated Brazen and that she resolved to discard Lucy for daring to write letters to him in her name.
Nay, there's nothing of Lucy in this. I tell you, I saw Melinda's hand as surely as this is mine.
But I tell you, she's gone this minute to Justice Bound's country house.
But I tell you, she's gone this minute to the waterside.
Madam Melinda has sent word that you need not trouble yourself to follow her, because her journey to Justice Balance's is put off, and she's gone to take the air another way.
How? Her journey put off?
That is, her journey was put off to you.
It is plain. But how, where, when is she to meet Brazen?
Just now, I tell you, 1/2 a mile hence, at the waterside.
Up or down the water?
That I don't know.
I'm glad my horses are ready. I shall return presently.
You'll find me at the hall. The justices are sitting by this time, and I must attend them.
Scene 3. The Court of Justice. Balance, scale, and scruple are upon the bench.
Pray, who are those honourable gentlemen upon the bench?
He in the middle is Justice Balance. He on the right is Justice Scale. And he on the left is Justice Scruple. And I am Mr. Constable. 4 very honest gentlemen.
Oh dear, sir, I am your most obedient servant, sir. I fancy, sir, that your employment and mine are much the same. For my business is to keep people in order, and if they disobey, to knock 'em down, and then we are both staff officers.
Nay, I'm a sergeant myself, of the militia. Come, brother, you shall see me exercise. Suppose this is a musket. Now I am shouldered.
Aye, you are shouldered pretty well for a constable's staff, but for a musket you must put it on the other shoulder, my dear.
And so that's true. Come, now give the word of command.
Silence!
Aye, so we will. We will be silent.
Silence, you dog, silence!
That's the way to silence a man with a witness. What do you mean, friend?
Only to exercise you, sir.
Your exercise differs so much from ours that we shall ne'er agree about it. If my own captain had given me such a rap, I had taken the law of him.
Captain, you are welcome.
Gentlemen, thank you.
Come, honest captain, sit by me. Now, produce your prisoners. Here, that fellow there, set him up. Mr. Constable, what have you to say against this man?
I have nothing to say against him, and please you.
No? What made you bring him hither?
I don't know, and please your worship.
Did not the contents of your warrant direct you what sort of man to take up?
I can't tell, and please you. I can't read.
Ah, a very pretty constable, truly. I find we have no business here.
May it please the worshipful bench, I desire to be heard in this case as being the counsel for the king.
Come, Sergeant, you shall be heard, since nobody else will speak. We won't come here for nothing.
Well, this man is but one man. The country may spare him, and the army wants him. Besides, he's cut out by nature for a grenadier. He's 5 feet 10 inches high. He shall box, wrestle, or dance the Cheshire round with any man in the country. He gets drunk every Sabbath day and he beats his wife.
You lie, sirrah. You lie. Please, your worship. He's a thus-natured, plain-talking man in the parish. Witness my 5 poor children.
5? And 5 children? You constable, you rogue! How durst you impress a man that has a wife and 5 children?
Discharge him! Discharge him!
Old gentleman, harky friend, how do you maintain your wife and 5 children?
They live upon wildfowl and venison, sir. The husband keeps a gun and kills all the hares and partridges within 5 miles around.
A gun? Certainly, if he be so good at gunning, he shall have enough on't. He may be of use against the French, for he shoots flying, to be sure.
But his wife and children, Mr. Balance?
Aye, that's the reason you would send him away. You know I have a trial every year, and you're afraid that they shall come upon the parish at last.
Looky there, gentlemen. The honest woman has spoke it at once. The parish had better maintain 5 children this year than 6 or 7 the next. That fellow, upon his high feeding, may get you 2 or 3 beggars at a birth.
Look ye, Mr. Captain, the parish shall get nothing by sending him away, for I won't lose my teeming time if there be a man left in the parish.
Send that woman to the House of Correction, and the man.
I'll take care of him, if you please.
Here, you constable, the next. Set up that black-faced fellow. He has a gunpowder look. What can you say against this man, constable?
Nothing, but that he's a very honest man.
Pray, gentlemen, let me have one honest man in my company for the novelty's sake.
What are you, friend? Who's the collier?
A collier. I work in the coal pits.
Look ye, gentlemen, this fellow has a trade, and the Act of Parliament here expresses that we are to impress no man that has any visible means of a livelihood.
Oh, may it please your worship, this man has no visible means of a livelihood, for he works underground.
Well said, Kite. Besides, the army wants miners.
Right. And we had we an order of government for it, we could raise you to in this and the neighbouring county of Stafford, 500 colliers, and that would run you underground like moles and do more service in the siege than all the miners in the army.
Well, friend, what have you to say for yourself?
I'm married. Lack a day, so am I. But here's my wife, poor woman.
Are you married, good woman?
Married? In conscience.
May it please your worship, she's with child in conscience.
Who married you, mistress?
My husband. We agreed that I should call him husband to avoid passing for a whore, and that he should call me wife to shun going for a soldier.
A very pretty couple. What say you, Mr. Kite? Will you take care of the woman?
Oh, yes, sir. She shall go with us to the seaside, and there, if she has a mind to drown herself, we shall take care that nobody shall hinder her.
Here, constable, bring in my man. Now, Captain, I'll fit you with a man such as you never listed in your life. Oh, my friend Pinch, I'm very glad to see you.
Well, sir, what then?
What then? Is that your respect to the bench?
Sir, I don't care a farthing for you, nor your bench neither.
Okay, gentlemen, now that's enough. He's a very impudent fellow and fit for a soldier.
A notorious rogue, I say, and very fit for a soldier.
A war master, I say, and therefore fit to go.
What think you, Captain?
I think he's a very pretty fellow, and therefore fit to serve.
Me for a soldier? Send your own lazy, lubberly sons at home, those that hazard their necks every day in the pursuit of a fox, yet dare not peep abroad to look an enemy in the face.
May it please your worships, I have a woman at the door to swear a rape against this rogue.
Is it your wife, your daughter, or booby?
Pray, Captain, read the Articles of War. We'll see him listed immediately.
Articles of war against mutiny and desertion.
Hold, sir. Once more, gentlemen, have a care what you do, for you shall severely smart for any violence you offer to me. And you, Mr. Balance, I speak to you particularly, you shall heartily repent it.
Look ye, young spark, say but one word more, and I'll build a horse for you as high as the ceiling, and make you ride the most tiresome journey that ever you made in your life.
You have made a fine speech, good Captain Huffcap, but you'd better be quiet. I shall find a way to cool your courage.
Pray, gentlemen, don't mind if he's distracted.
'Tis false. I'm descended of as good a family as any in your country. My father is good a man as any upon your bench, and I am heir to £1,200 a year.
He's certainly mad. Pray, Captain, read the Articles of War.
Hold once more. Pray, Mr. Balance, to you I speak. Suppose I were your child. Would you use me at this rate?
No, faith. Were you mine, I would send you to Bedlam first, and into the army afterwards.
But consider my father, sir. He's as good, as generous, as brave, as just a man as ever served in his country. I'm his only child. Perhaps the loss of me may break his heart.
He's a very great fool if it does. Captain, if you don't list him this minute, I'll leave the court.
Kite, do you distribute the levy money to the men while I read?
I have. Silence, gentlemen.
Very well now. Captain, let me beg the favour of you not to discharge this fellow upon any account whatsoever. Bring in the rest.
There are no more, and please your worship.
No more? There were 5 2 hours ago.
'Tis true, sir, but this rogue of a constable let the rest escape for a bribe of 11 shillings a man because he said the act allowed him but 10, so the odd shilling was clear gains.
How?
Gentlemen, he offered to let me go away for 2 guineas, but I had not so much about me. This is truth, and I am ready to swear it.
And I'll swear it. Give me the book. 'Tis for the good of the service.
And may it please your worship, I gave him £0.50 to say he was an honest man, but now since that your worships have made me a rogue, I hope I shall have my money again.
'Tis my opinion that this constable be put into the captain's hands, and if his friends don't bring 4 good men for his ransom, by tomorrow night, Captain, you shall carry him into Flanders.
Agreed.
Mr. Kite, take the constable into custody.
Aye, aye, sir. Will you please have your office taken from you, or will you handsomely lay down your staff, as your betters have done before you?
Come, gentlemen, there needs no great ceremony in adjourning this court. Captain, you shall dine with me.
Come, Mr. Malicious Sergeant, I shall silence you now, I believe, without your taking the law of me.
Scene 4, the fields.
It's just below here.
Here, sir, take your choice.
What? Pistols? Are they charged, my dear?
With a brace of bullets each.
But I'm a foot officer, my dear. I never use pistols. The sword is my way. I won't be put out of my road to please any man.
Nor I neither, so have at you.
Look you, my dear, I don't care for pistols. Just pray oblige me and let's have a bout of sharps. Damn it, there's no parrying these bullets.
Sir, if you hand your belly full of these, the sword shall come in for second course.
Why then, fire and fury! I have eaten smoke from the mouth of a cannon, sir. I don't think I fear powder, for I live upon it. Let me see. Now, sir, how many paces distant shall we fire?
Fire you when you please. I'll reserve my shot till I am sure of you.
Oh, come, where's your cloak?
A cloak? What do you mean?
What to fight upon? I always fight upon a cloak. That's our way abroad.
Come, gentlemen, I'll end the strife.
Lucy, take her.
Devil take me if I do. Huzzah! Whoa! Do you hear? Do you hear? My plaguey harridan have those bullets whistle. Now suppose they'd been lodged in my gizzard now.
Pray, sir, pardon me.
I can't tell, child, till I know whether my money be safe. Ah, yes, 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 I do pardon you. But if I had you in the Rose Tavern, Covent Garden, with 3 or 4 hearty rakes or 3 or 4 smart napkins, I would tell you another story, my dear.
And was Melinda privy to this?
Oh, no, sir. She wrote her name upon a piece of paper at the fortune teller's last night, which I put in my pocket, and so writ above it, to the captain.
And how came Melinda's journey put off?
And she met Mr. Balance's steward, who told her that Mrs. Sylvia was gone from her father's, and nobody could tell whither.
Sylvia gone from her father's? This will be news to Plume. Go home and tell your lady how near I was being shot for her.
We did not miss her till this evening, sir. And then searching for her in the chamber that was my young master's, we found her clothes there, but the suit that your son left in the press when he went to London, gone.
White trimmed with silver?
The same.
You haven't told that circumstance to anybody?
To none but your worship.
And be sure you don't. Go into the dining room and tell Captain Plume that I beg to speak with him.
I shall.
Was ever man so imposed upon? I had her promise, indeed, that she would never dispose of herself without my consent. I have consented with a witness, given her away as my act and my deed. And this, I warrant, the captain thinks will pass. No, I shall never pardon him the villainy, first of robbing me of my daughter, and then the mean opinion he must have of me to think that I could be so wretchedly imposed upon. Her extravagant passion might encourage her in the attempt, but the contrivance must be his. I'll know the truth presently. Pray, Captain, what have you done with our young gentleman soldier?
He's at my quarters, I suppose, with the rest of my men.
Does he keep company with the common soldiers?
No, he's generally with me.
He lies with you, I presume?
No, faith. The young rogue fell in love with Rose and has lain with her, I think, since she came to town.
So that between you both, Rose has been finely managed.
Upon my honour, sir, she had no harm from me.
All safe, I find. Now, Captain, you must know that the young fellow's impudence in court was well grounded. He said I should heartily repent his being listed, and so I do, from my soul.
Aye, for what reason?
Because he is no less than what he said he was, born of as good a family as any in this county, and he has heir to £1,200 a year.
I am very glad to hear it, for I wanted but a man of that quality to make my company a perfect representative of the whole commons of England.
Won't you discharge him?
Not under £100 sterling.
You shall have it, for his father is my intimate friend.
Then you shall have him for nothing.
Nay, sir, you shall have your price.
Not a penny, sir. I value an obligation too much above £100.
Perhaps you shan't repent your generosity. Will you please to write his discharge in my pocketbook? In the meantime, we'll send for the gentleman. Who waits there? Go to the captain's lodging and inquire for Mr. Wilful. Tell him his captain wants him here immediately.
Sir, the gentleman's below at the door, inquiring for the captain.
Bid him come up. Here's the discharge, sir.
I thank you, sir. It's plain he had no hand in it.
I think, Captain, you might have used me better than to leave me yonder among your swearing drunken crew. And you, Mr. Justice, might have been so civil as to invite me to dinner, for I've eaten with as good a man as your worship.
Sir, you must charge our want of respect upon our ignorance of your quality. But now you are at liberty. I have discharged you.
Discharged me?
Yes, sir, and you must once more go home to your father.
My father? Then I am discovered. Oh, sir, I expect no pardon.
Pardon? No, no, my child. Your crime shall be your punishment. Here, Captain, I deliver her over as the conjugal power for her chastisement. Since she will be a wife, you a husband, a very husband. When she tells you of her love, upbraid her with her folly. Be modishly ungrateful because she has been unfashionably kind, and use her worse than you would anybody else because you can't use her so well as she deserves.
And are you, Sylvia, in good earnest?
Honest, I have gone too far to make a jest, sir.
And do you give her to me in good earnest?
If you please to take her, sir.
Why, then I have saved my legs and arms and lost my liberty. Secure from wounds, I am prepared for the gout. Farewell, well subsistence, and welcome taxes. Sir, my liberty and the hope of being a general are much dearer to me than your £1,200 a year. But to your love, madam, I resign my freedom, and to your beauty, my ambition, greater in obeying at your feet than commanding at the head of an army.
I'm sorry to hear, Mr. Balance, that your daughter is lost.
So am I not, sir, since an honest gentleman has found her.
Pray, Mr. Balance, what's become of my cousin Sylvia?
Your cousin Sylvia is talking yonder with your cousin Plume.
How?
You think it's strange, cousin, that a woman should change? But I hope you excuse a change that has proceeded from constancy. I altered my outside because I was the same within, and only laid by the woman to make sure of my man. That's my history.
Your history is a little romantic, cousin. But since success has crowned your adventures, you will have the world on your side, and I shall be willing to go with the tide, provided you'll pardon an injury I offered you in the letter to your father.
That injury, madam, was done to me, and the reparation I expect shall be made to my friend. Make Mr. Worthy happy, and I shall be satisfied.
A good example, sir, will go a great way. When my cousin is pleased to surrender, 'tis probable I shan't hold out much longer.
Gentlemen, I'm yours. Madam, I am not yours.
I am glad on it, sir.
So am I. You have a pretty house here, Mr. Laconic.
It is time to right all mistakes. My name, sir, is Balance.
Balance. Sir, I am your most... I know your whole generation. I thought you an uncle that was governor of the Leeward Islands some years ago.
Did you know him?
Oh, intimately, sir. He played at billiards to a miracle. You had a brother, too, that was captain of the fire ship. Poor Dick, he had the most engaging way with him of making punch. And then his cabin was so neat. But his poor boy Jack was the most comical bastard. A pickled dog. I shall never forget him.
Have you got your recruits, my dear?
Not a stick, my dear.
Probably I shall furnish you, my dear. Instead of the £20,000 you talked of, you shall have the 20 brave recruits that I have raised at the rate they cost me. My commission I lay down to be taken up by some braver fellow that has more merit and less good fortune, whilst I endeavour, by the example of this worthy gentleman, to serve my king and country at home. With some regret, I quit the active field, where glory full reward for life does yield. But the recruiting trade, with all its train of endless plague, fatigue, and endless pain, I gladly quit, with my fair spouse to stay, and raise recruits the matrimonial way.
And curtain. Thank you, everybody.
Well done.
Thank you,
Good
David.
job, everyone. Thank you. Thanks so much.
Let's stop
Thank you
recording.
all.
Let's stop.
I made a short list of the things that were delicious. Clinton's glasses, Paula's hat, Kate's accent and being so stupid. And articles of war, David's accent. What a crazy accent.
Oh, well, it was kind of all over the place.
And he says, and welcome taxes. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do I.
Thank you all. That was such silly fun. And anybody who wants to double check, what I read was this was the first play done on Broadway.
Huh.
I kept Googling
Back
it,
and
and I could
whatever
only
it was.
find the first musical done.
And Farker never got paid for it.
No.
Because in those days, the author got the entire box office of the third performance. and he died before the third performance.
Really?
Oh,
What are the odds?
Are you talking about Farker?
Yeah,
Oh,
Is that,
yeah.
you got the box office of the third performance?
yeah, that was the way it was done.
Well, what if the play was like Hamlet? It ran for 400 years.
Oh, that was earlier. Then they were partners. But when a new play came out, by the time this was written, late 1700s, the author, I mean, they'd lost the theatre for a bit. Then it came back, and you got the new generation of playwrights, and the rule was that the author got the entire box office for the third performance. So if it bombed after one performance, that's it. You know, he never got it.
What if it ran for a year? You still only got that one?
That was it. I don't think plays ran for much of a year there. I mean,
Not back then, I don't think.
no, they were always short runs.
Yeah, I mean, they might reintroduce it at some time, but
That's right.
It wouldn't be a continuous run.
No.
They didn't have enough people to do that, I
Yeah.
think, at that time.
Good point.
well, and they ran in repertoire, I would imagine. They had lots of plays going up.
Yeah, well, that's like Shakespeare, too.
Right.
God, could you imagine pacing around memorizing? Just trying to get those lines crammed into your head. You're doing Hamlet one night and Macbeth the next night. You know.
Yeah.
And
This was one of the
there was no lights to read at night by.
Yeah.
This was one of the early plays that was done when the National Theatre was founded, with Robert Stevens, I think it was, as Plume, and Olivier as Grayson, and Maggie Smith as Sylvia.
I was playing Olivier's part?
Yep. I thought I told you that, but I guess you didn't. It was
Suitable.
going to be doing Olivia's part.
I only know this play because I did the play Our Country's Good years ago, which this is the play that they do in that play, and I never actually heard the whole thing before. So
I have the same thing. I did it at college.
Yeah.
That's the only frame of reference I had.
Yeah, and sometimes they do those two plays in rep. I think they did that years ago. They did that.
Yeah, I think they did.
Sounds like a lot of work to do both of those plays. But
That whole thing was directed by Max Stafford Clark at the Royal Court Theatre, and he commissioned For Our Country's Good from Timberlake Wertenbacher, who was sitting in on the rehearsals of this. And if you want to really read a great book on directors' techniques, because Max Stafford Clark was brilliant, but he'd never done a play that was not a new play. So he'd always had the author there. So every night when he went home, he wrote letters to George and then published them in this.
Oh my gosh.
And he breaks down how they explored the play, how they put it together, how he puzzled his way through it, how things worked, how things didn't work. And then after they'd finished the run at the Royal Court, they actually took it to Australia and performed it in a theatre that was about 200 yards from where the prisoners, the convicts,
the colony, right,
in Australia, 200 years to the day when they'd done it.
Wow.
That's the only play I think he'd ever directed that was not by a living author.
Yeah. It's not too bad, this one. A lot of them can be a little stuffy. You know, there's some, like, a lot of them, there's these genius lines stuck in this really tiresome play, but this one actually plays pretty well most of the way through.
Yeah, it does. Well, I find that's pretty true of Farker period, you know.
Yeah.
Stratism is like that too, I think.
Oh yeah, that's what we read a while ago, didn't we?
What is like that?
The Beaux Stratagem.
We did it a while back.
Yeah, like some years ago. I haven't done a Zoom reading in a long time, so it must have been a long time.
I know. Oh, I wanted to ask you, you're doing Ernest, right?
Yeah, that's what I have rehearsal for this afternoon.
Are you directing or are you playing?
No, I'm playing Algernon.
Yeah.
Great fun.
And the same playhouse that I'm doing it at cast me as the Pirate King and Pirates of Penzance. And the rehearsals are at the same time, and they seem to think I can be in both places at once.
Oh dear.
So I might just go on Pirates of Penzance, just having one rehearsal, but you know, we'll see.
Well, you sing beautifully anyway, so
It was a little more than that in that one, but
Well,
yeah.
I know.
Sorry, it's so all those tiny parts. If you have enough actors, when you're trying to divide them up amongst people, it's very tricky. This
Who are
play.
you playing in Pirates?
I'm playing the Pirate King.
Ah,
I know. I'm no longer an ingenue. I'm becoming a rogue.
but you're still a tenor, aren't you? Or are you a tenor or not? Or
I'll sing anything. I sing tenor. I sing tenor roles all the time, but I can sing lower than a lot of these kids out there now. So I play these baritone roles.
I sing a little tenor, I sing a little bass, I sing a little
Just a
bit.
little. No bass. I mean, I just sing an F sharp, a low F sharp in Pirates, but
Yeah.
cool.
He has a low F sharp?
I gotta run,
Yeah.
guys. I'm so sorry.
Thank you
I
so
need
much,
to hop
Leah.
off,
Take care.
but thank you. It was a pleasure.
Bye, everyone.
Lovely to see
Nobody's
you
I
there.
do as
tired
well.
today.
So thank you
Alright,
so much. I
bye.
gotta run
Take
see
care.
my friends who are in from out of town.
Great work, everybody.
Nobody's required to stay for the actor chat.
So, Drew,
I don't know if you can see that. There is
yes.
Mike Broadbent playing Pike.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Drew,
Well,
the Pirate King doesn't go down to a low F sharp.
in the trio, there's one. It's just like one. I might.
Is it in the original score? Or oh, you're right.
Yeah, that's why I was reading. I was like, I think I've got most of this except for that one.
B
No.
major, you're right.
Well,
But I can maybe opt up or just act through
Can
it.
we end the
Oh, yeah.
recording so we can